Hey guys, so I saw that Josh Kelly versus Troy Williamson was confirmed after Troy won on the Channel 5 card last Saturday, so I wanted to do a quick prediction video on this fight. So I think this is a really good fight. It's the boxer versus the brawler, essentially, and yeah, it should be a good fight. It should be entertaining, and hopefully it's on Channel 5 free to view. So Troy Williamson, he's looked, in his last two fights especially, after the Ted Cheeseman win, I don't think he's looked good at all, to be honest. Obviously he fought Mason Cartwright and he got knocked down in the second round, and he arguably lost that fight in my opinion. It was a close fight, and let's be honest, Mason Cartwright, he is he's a domestic level guy, but he's lost to other guys on domestic level that are not on the top of domestic level, you know, guys who have losing records. So obviously that was a poor performance. And then in his next fight against the journeyman, who had a record of 8 wins and 7 losses, he took rounds to get rid of that guy. He was getting hit by that Argentinian journeyman as well. He was getting pieced up at times, so he got him out of there eventually, but I don't know, it was a bit of a weird stoppage. So Troy Williamson, I think he's a bit overrated, to be honest. He is just what he is, really. He just comes forward, tries to knock you out, throws big shots, not a lot of defense, blocks punches with his face sometimes. Yeah, he's got decent power and all, but I think against the better guys, like if he fought a Liam Smith, for example, he'd get destroyed. So yeah, so Josh Kelly, obviously he's made his comeback this year. He's had 2 fights, both on Channel 5. In his first fight, that was an easy fight against Peter Kramer, just a 4-round stoppage. But the second guy he fought, Bastida, he was alright. He had a record of, I think it was 18 wins and only 1 loss. Yeah, he came to fight against Josh Kelly. And I thought Josh clearly won the fight, if I'm honest. I thought he landed the cleaner, more effective punches. I wasn't like scoring the fight round by round or anything. I was just watching the fight, but my impression was that Josh Kelly won very clearly. And Bastida, he's another one of these come forward pressure fighters, not too dissimilar to Troy Williamson, but I do think Bastida had a higher punch output than Troy. A lot of his punches were hitting the arms and they weren't clean, so yeah, I do believe he might have been on a similar level to Troy Williamson, but he threw more punches as opposed to Troy throwing harder punches. So obviously Josh Kelly looked quite good in that fight. Josh Kelly has made adjustments to his style since he got knocked out by Avanesian. They're fairly subtle changes, but he doesn't seem to be going for strictly head movement anymore. He usually he fights with his guard up a lot more. He uses that Philly shell guard. Yeah, he's made adjustments. I think he's a better fighter now than he used to be, and obviously he's not going for these sort of, he's not trying to add to his highlight reel with all this head movement and this flashy stuff. He seems to have cut that back a bit, which is good, because we know that fails at, you know, world level, European level and whatever. So I do believe he has become a better fighter, and I do believe he'll beat Troy Williamson. I think he'll beat Troy on points. I think he'll struggle to hit Josh Kelly. I think he'll come forward, he'll be hitting the arms. None of his punches will be landing clean. And I don't think Josh Kelly will have trouble landed on Troy Williamson, because Troy's defense is poor, as I said earlier. So I'm going Josh Kelly on points. I think he'll outbox Troy Williamson. And yeah, I don't think he'll stop him, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did, because Mason Cartwright obviously dropped Troy Williamson, and Mason Cartwright's not a puncher at all, so and Josh Kelly can punch as well, so it's possible. But Josh Kelly on points, I think he'll win a fairly clear unanimous decision, and I think it'll just piece Troy up from the outside and outbox him. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, and God bless.